Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So, we had a minor issue. I got that probe down, and yeah, there was a problem with it. There was a big problem with it, actually. What basically ended up happening to the stupid thing was that it landed, and then it rolled over, broke its silver panels, and it's now on the planet's surface. Right. Thankfully, I have this thing. Launched it up kind of quickly. Unmanned. Just using probe core. This is the advanced heavy lander. I'd actually already been building it sort of as a, yeah. As the reusable version of that lander we have down there. Because I had a suspicion that the lander we had down there wouldn't actually do too well in practice, alright? Don't mind the mission timer. It got ballsed up because of a couple crashes I had and having to restore crap. Because I'm running low on time, so I kind of had to deal with things myself. But anyways, so you can see it's using those real low-profile engines. It is a big sucker. Getting this thing into orbit was not easy. That truck shouldn't be on my street. Sorry. Minor pet peeve there. Alright, so that's going by. I don't know why everything's lagging out so much today with KSP. It shouldn't really be stretching my computer that hard. Yeah, it really shouldn't be. I'm using 40% of my RAM and a quarter of my CPU. And I'm willing to bet my graphics card isn't actually running that hot either right now. But what can you do, right? We're just have to deal with the time slowdown. Well, I'll take a look later at the debug log and see what's going on with that. If there are any obvious bugs we're having that are causing issues. Alright, so here we go. We are lining up. Now, this thing has a much wider base, alright? As you guys can see. Wider base. Wider base. Wider base. Alright. Landing gear are in fact out. And we're going to go to our braking burn. Alright. So this thing is absolutely chock full of resources and supplies. We have KAS containers with just about everything we could need ever in them. This thing too is a KAS container. I don't know why it tells me it's at acceleration. Last time I checked it wasn't. There we go. We are burning. Alright, we're about 3 clicks off. There's a little bit of variation in our speed here, but that's fine. Doesn't matter that much. Doesn't matter that much at all. Now, we don't have a rover, so those guys are going to have to come over on their lonesomes. But it's only about 4 clicks out, so we shouldn't be that bad. We are now into final descent regime. We have about 2,000 delta V left over, which is perfect. And now we're just letting what MechJeb's doing is what's called a suicide burn. Which is it's going to wait until the last possible second and then fire its engines off. Like that. Trying to get in that target number right there. It is the most fuel-efficient way to land. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Let's turn our lights on here. It's just a little bit nerve-wracking when you first do it. You can see we're still. Hello, ground. I forgot to put extra battery packs on this thing. Alright, so let's turn on those lights. And then let us extend the ladder for our crew. I forgot to put battery packs on this sucker. Huh. That wasn't that smart of me. Okay. So. Hopefully they're still alive. Cross your fingers. You guys still alive out here? Didn't get any warnings about electric charge running out, so they should be still alive. Yeah, we're still alive. A little low on power, but that's to be expected. Alright, so let's get Bill out on EVA. The hatch is not obstructed. Let's try that again, shall we? You guys got out on EVA like 10 minutes ago. How in the name of God is the hatch obstructed? There is, you guys got out earlier. How are you not... I don't understand. I just don't understand this. At all. Like, at all. I do not understand. Oh, moon arise. That's always nice to see. Like, I don't understand how your hatch is obstructed. There's no way... Yeah, see, broken. There's no way your hatch is actually obstructed. I don't understand. I don't get it. Alright. Well, we're gonna call that a bug. So, I'm not even certain now. The hatch isn't obstructed at all. You guys EVA'd earlier, because I got the science. See? We can restart data. Surface sample. So, you guys can get out, but I don't understand why you're not getting out now. Yeah, hatch is obstructed. Can't exit. There is no obstruction. This is irritating. I don't even know how the hatch is obstructed, though. That's the problem. Alright, well, I'll be back in a few minutes then. Alright. I do not know what that issue was, but it looks like we have fixed it somehow. Okay. So, Bill is currently lost in space, or Bob is lost in space somewhere, because that was a disaster. So what we're gonna do, without too much ado, is get this baby back into orbit. Alright. So let's set the lander test ship as our target. Set as Tajay. And we're gonna go with ascent guidance here. Launch to rendezvous. Engage autopilot. So yes, we are going to
So it's about 1,000 seconds. God knows how long that actually is. I don't remember. We're just going to time warp over to that. We'll let Mechjeb do our ascent and our docking. And then we'll be able to start getting this stuff done. So Bill and Organ. Organ I had to bring out here, by the way, to remove the ladder. Stop that. Hold on here. Oops. Hold on for a minute. There we go. That's better. Everyone's alive? Everyone's alive? Good. So the Alcor pods come with that, by the way. That is an emergency power system. And what we're actually going to do... Yeah, okay, so that is a problem. Let's get those lights turned off there, shall we? We're into moon or night now, which is the primary issue here. Okay. So, I'm not certain. Let's get that pulled up. 3 minutes. We're going to want a little bit more than that, actually. We don't want to burn through too much of our RCS reserves, but this is pretty much good enough. Yeah, it should be fine. So let's go back into IVA mode. Let's switch over to here. We can engage that autopilot again. There we go. Just a bit of a mission problem there. And now we won't have to worry about that once we launch, because it's not going to make much of a difference. Alright, vertical ascent. Let's yank that gear. And we can also get these panels retracted. And you can see the reason we didn't actually need to really worry about that is because once our engines kicked back on, it didn't make a difference. And we barely used any of our monopropellant. That was fine. That was fine. Emergency use of monopropellant right there. Alright, let's see what the computer's telling us here. Now, these aren't the most efficient engines we've ever used. They're actually pretty damn efficient. But they're usable. And we should have plenty of delta V to do this. Absolutely huge amounts of delta V. Now, this was not a very efficient descent as far as Mechjeb was concerned. Are you actually... This was not a very efficient ascent as far as Mechjeb was concerned here. Because it was ascending like it was coming up off a planet. So that's one of the downsides you do run into. Oh yeah, don't forget this thing does have its own experiment pods, even though we should have plenty of data aboard that little thing. So we're just going to burn off some more delta V. And we'll see how close Mechjeb actually got us to our orbit. Our target should be down right there. So down there somewhere. Yeah, we still have that slight offsidedness, but it looks like we have enough torque to correct for it. looks good. We are entering orbit. And we are coming down on the thrust. Beautiful. Alright, so now it's a simple matter of we still have that set as our target, right? Oops. Get out of there, will ya? Newer planner. Yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the rear end. Alright. So to execute that node for maneuver change, let's kick out of that for a second. Oh, we're already in time warp. Look at that. We have plenty of O2 on this thing. And once we drop out of time warp, I'm actually going to flip those solar panels back out. Because, well, actually the minis that we're carrying right now, these top ones are doing fine. We may not even need these side panels. You probably retrofit them for something else. Here we go. Coming out of time warp. Again, that wobble as we start to thrust up. We can get that ladder out of there too. Yoink. Looks good to me. Let's plug in for full node execution. Wow, that thing's sprightly on the helm now, isn't she? Which is probably pretty darn good for us, come to think of it. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. We're doing good. Alright. Okay, so lunar orbits don't have much of a difference to us. Glad to see that. What does my food look like? Plenty. Okay. Now, it's a good thing we're not in a polar orbit, because that would make our lives significantly more difficult. These poor bloody idiots have been spending forever in orbit in this thing. Let's, that's interesting. I wonder if ScanSat's worked. There we go. 3, 2, 1... Click. Okay. And we're just going to time warp through. And you guys know how docking works, so you guys really don't need to see their... Well, you know what? I'll just keep you around anyways. Why not? Let's do an EVA report. Let's not, actually. Though, the mystery goo wouldn't... No, we're not going to do that. Oh, there we go. Docking alignment indicator just came online. And we're about to have a decent rendezvous. And there we go. So why don't I bring you guys back in when we're nice and docked up? Sounds good? Sounds good to me. Be right back, guys. Alright, we just got docked up. That was interesting. Let's keep with interesting. Let's say that was interesting, alright? Alright, let's take out Vessel Manager. Roster, please. Alright, crew. Alcor 2. Jeez. Well, that was interesting. Okay, then. CLS, what are you telling me here? You go through there, right? Oh, because I have to open the hatch. Open the hatch. There we go. Okay. So I can put CLS away. Close your debug console, please. Alright, so CLS is supposedly telling me that these two are connected now. Alright, CLS. Yeah, okay, everything's connected according to this thing. The Alcor flows in, yeah, okay. So then why isn't this doing anything? Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. Alcor pod. Into the 1-2 command pod. Receive. Receive. Transfer it all over. Okay. Anything else in here that has any science in it? No. Let's try this again. Alcor pod. 1-2 command pod. Alright, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way then. That is absolutely fine by me. Okay, the one thing, get rid of that, that we do need to do as well. Oh, you're all monoprop, aren't you? Oh, right. So, where am I? Oh, God. Alright, so we're going to have to do monopropellant. Transferring it out of that one. We have to send it into oh gosh. Okay, so we'll just fill those up. We'll fill the Alcor up as well. Okay, so that then looks good. This thing doesn't carry a solid fuel in it, so that shouldn't be an issue either. Okay, so let us get Jeb. Let's get Bill out. EVA, please. Lights, if you'd be so kind there, my friend. Oh, and of course, as usual, I put my crew hatch in the worst possible location. Get your butt in there, buddy. Alright, and last but not least is Organ Kerman. Come on, Organ. We turn on your EVA pack less next time. By the way, this episode has taken me, by the way, probably the longest to record out of any of the episodes I've ever done, because crap kept going wrong. And of course, I'm not playing Space Engineer, so I have to remember which way is up and down. Alright, so let's get you in there, little guy. Let's disconnect that. Close the hatch. Close the hatch. Undock. Kerchunk. And now, let's push away. So we are now free and disconnected. That's gonna have to go somewhere. Why are you still staying green? Here we go. So let's disconnect you. And which way are we rotating? Like that, right? So let's put a maneuver node there. A little less aggressive, how about that? $32 clicks. Looks good to me. And we will add an alarm. 1 minute out, how about that? And we should nicely push away from that lander. 8.7 clicks away from us. Not too shabby. We can turn our RCS off now. And begin our escape burn. Get back up there, will ya? Ooh, that's a little low. Let's flip her back over. That's a little high. Okay, you know what? Forget it. Let's do it this way, alright? How about this? RCS. There. Perfection. We are free and clear, and we are on our way back. Look at all that monoprop we have left. Oh my gosh. What a waste of fuel. Alright, so that's not too shabby then. Alright, so we have that, we have that. We are all set for our return trip. Let's just time warp it up. Remember, never go to max time warp. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Let's kill that. Like, seriously, never go to max time warp. You can go to second max. Just never go to max time warp. It never ends well. Here we go. I don't know why he's still showing up there. I really don't. Alright, and now we can actually time warp into Atmo. Retract the panels. Retract the panels. Let's start to burn off. We have a crap load of fuel left. We might as well get rid of at least some of it before we enter Atmo. Not that that'll happen very quickly by the looks of things. Well, we're burning it off a bit. There we go. Gives us a bit more room there to play with. And we are going through the atmosphere. Thank God I don't have Deadly Rancher installed. Look at that heat flare. Those chutes must be made of asbestos. Alright, but you guys have all seen this part from here on out, so why don't I see you guys back at the command center for the completion of what must be my longest mission ever. Alright, let's see what we got here. Jeb got some ribbons. Oregon got some ribbons. Nice. How did you get first Kerbal orbit? First moon docking, first Kerbal orbit. Nice. First moon orbit. Awesome. We got another 410 science. We got a bit more funds added in. And we got some crew back. Yay. We got crew back. Alright, what can we unlock with this? Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, right. We have new stuff down here. These are interstellar parts that got added back in. Because I switched back to the normal interstellar version. For various reasons, actually. I like it a little bit better, personally. Okay, and then we got this stuff. Gamma spec and the IRTEL. Alright, what else can we get? And we got something over here, too. What's this? Oh, interstage decoupler. Yes, yes, yes. And a pure liquid fuel tank. Okay, so we could get nuclear propulsion, which would be kind of cool to have. We already have electronics. We could get large electrics, which would be useful. We could get rover wheels, which would be bloody well nice. High altitude flight, which would be nice too. Which would give me the turbojet. Advanced aerodynamics, which give me procedural wings. P-wings. P-wings are cool. This stuff. Large control. Better SAS and RCS fuel tanks. Nuclear propulsion. Or we could save up to get very heavy rocketry. That would be shiny. Be shiny indeed. Larger thrust plates. Uh-huh. There's that out there. Just sitting out there at 1,000 science. Yeah. And that's all at 550. Advanced unmanned. Specialized electrics and advanced science tech. Advanced science tech is really what I want to go after, but I'm not quite there yet. So let's go... That will be useful, actually. And that will be useful. So why don't we actually, for now... And then we have actuators, which all of this will be useful too, actually. But I really want to go with... Let's do nuclear propulsion just for right now, because that seems like a good idea to me. That gets us thermal rocketry. I think, is this where we get? Yeah, this is where we get the thermal turbojet stuff. So let's, for now, go with... Well, what'll help me in my next immediate missions? See, this is what I always run into. Could do this stuff. Alright, well, let's build the groundwork first. Let's go with nuclear propulsion. And that's something advanced over there. Okay. We have 100 science left. Nothing we can really grab with that. So that is the episode for today. I want to thank you guys for watching. This has been Mr. Kassarian. And as always, guys, happy flying.